What's up, Pyros? It's Sam. It's gonna be a quick little video. I had a subscriber request to see how I balanced my rocket motors, and I just so happened to be pressing a few rockets this evening, so I'm gonna do a quick little rundown, quick little piece of bonus content. All right, so I have my motor pressed or rammed. I have my header attached, my stick. I start with a full stick. I'm doing half-size motors for this example, but just imagine this being a full-size stick. I use hot glue. You can use tape as well. On these short little half-size motors, put a good little dollop. I think a good rule of thumb is maybe like a third of the way up the motor. These little half-size motors with a header on them can be kind of tricky, so stick in, look down your sight, look straight, just eyeballing it. Let that hot glue tack up. One thing to note, sometimes your dowels will come with a good curve in them, like, you know, any piece of lumber you get at the lumber yard does. If it has a curve, that's okay. Put the curved underneath your motor, if that makes sense. Not away, curve towards your motor. Then after you get your stick attached, I go, especially with the header, I'll go between a 3/4 of an inch to 1 1/4 inches up the motor from the nozzle end, and I will balance the motor on my finger, right? We're pretty close there. See how the stick end is tipping? It takes some practice to get it. So I know this end's heavy. So I'll go to my end and I'll chop off a 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. Try again. You can always take more off. You can't put more back on. So may have been just a hair too much. Now we're pretty close. Balance right there on my finger. Some people will tell you got to do it right here with a header. That's not been my experience. If you're just shooting like it's testing a rocket and you want to see how it's, you know, you're testing a new comp, want to see how it flies, no header, that's fine. Test it right behind the nozzle. But if you have a header on it, balance it maybe, you know, 1 inch roughly above your nozzle, and that'll give you a good center point. That's where you want your center of gravity. All right, and that's, once again, I emphasize with the motor pressed and the header attached. I'll do that one more time. Remember hot glue gun safety. If you're hot gluing on explosive stuff or anything that has the potential to be explosive, make sure it's powered off whenever you're using it. It's not the heat that you have to worry about, it's static discharge. When I'm gluing my sticks, it's hard to see. Using a convoluted tube, you can see where it comes from the factory, that last flap of paper. That's usually pretty damn straight on a convoluted tube. So I use that to line my stick up with, if possible. Sometimes it doesn't work out like that, but it's a good little trick that I've learned also. All right, we're heavy on the stick end again. These aren't the same exact motors, and just an arbitrary amount in the header, so they're not going to be the same. One's a whistle, one's a strobe rocket. Yeah, see, that might be a tiny bit heavy on the header end, but that's okay. Pretty damn close. Pretty easy. It takes some practice, just like anything else, but here's a full-size 1-pound motor. Same thing. Might need to trim just a little bit off of the stick side. tricky sometimes. It's pretty damn close. All right, and that's pretty much all I wanted to show you guys. Like I said, I've had some people in the past ask for, you know, a rundown on how I attach my motors to my sticks, so you don't have an unbalanced motor flying where you don't want it to go. That doesn't end up well sometimes. Yeah, don't ask me how I know. That's about it. Thanks, guys.